Without wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 drone for aerial photography. The product links are in the description and in first comment. The number 5 on the list is DJI Tello Mini Customized Drone. DJI Tello Mini Customized Drone. Drones are becoming so popular that everyone is getting one. One of the main reasons people are buying drones is because of their ability to show us our world from a bird's eye view. To see and explore places that previously would have been impossible to explore. Drones with cameras that take awesome photography are increasing, however, one company still dominates the scene. If you have read my reviews, you will know how much I admire the drones by DJI. Well, their drones dominate this list. My personal favorite drone is the DJI Air. Its small, elegant design and powerful features make it a fantastic drone for aerial photography. This is not an exhaustive list. There are so many good drones for professional aerial photography that it was hard for me to choose which ones to include and which ones to leave out. If you do not like any of the drones on this list, unlikely, check out my list of the best drones with a camera. I also update this list as often as I can because the drone industry moves fast and there is always a new high-end drone release every few months. The list below reflects some of the best drones for photography. Something else to note is that with many of these drones, you can use them for other commercial reasons and not just for professional photography. One area where drones are being utilized is photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is the science of obtaining data about things like an area of land or object through the use of images. It's a method that is used by many industries like construction, agriculture, mining, and environmental monitoring to gather data for analysis, planning, and decision-making. The is one of the DJI's most innovative foldable drones and comes with some unique features. The drone is equipped with a unique dual camera system. On the top is the main MFT camera that has been engineered by legendary Swiss camera makers Hasselblad. It's the first foldable drone that is equipped with a camera and allows you to images in 12-bit RAW format and record video footage. And the secondary camera is located on the top and comes with a sensor that can capture images and record footage. This is a telephoto camera and will allow you to zoom in on your subject matter without compromising on quality. With an improved autopilot system, a better obstacle avoidance system, a longer image transmission range, and a leading flight time. Amatasha drone. Even if you have no good reason to justify buying one, you have to admit that drones are cool. Some are glorified tech toys, but the models we highlight here are fit for use in imaging and cinematic applications, both small and large. If you think you can use a flying camera in your next project, there's some good news. The tech has come a long way in a very short time. Some models on the market now put earlier copters to shame in terms of video quality and stabilization. And now the bad news: you get what you pay for. If you want an aerial video platform that can capture stunning footage, you need to be ready to spend some cash, anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, because drones are such pricey propositions. It pays to do your research before buying one. We don't focus on racing, industrial, or agricultural aircraft here. Our coverage is squarely centered on imaging and video. The drones we review are ready-to-fly models, so you can use them right out of the box. Read on for the top drones we've tested, followed by everything you need to know about choosing the right model for your needs and budget. The best drone you can get for less than. It sports a stabilized 3-axis gimbal video camera that also snaps photos, plus it includes and Find My Drone functions. Its takeoff weight means you can fly it without dealing with registration. You just need to pass an online knowledge test. We also like the nearly half-hour flight times, though we wish had worked obstacle detection into this model. Is the drone to get if you're just starting out and want to record ultra-smooth footage from the air or take aerial photos. RAW format is available for photogs who like to post-process. It's very stable even when flying near the altitude limit and streams live video from the camera to a smartphone app. Budget-minded shoppers can look to the wanted a bit more. The Pro is a sensible step up. Drone enthusiasts, cinematographers looking to add a B camera for aerials, and creators who don't mind spending a bit more for smart obstacle avoidance should find the Mini Pro to be a worthwhile upgrade. It's also a good match for influencers because it supports vertical video. The number 4 on the list is Amatasha drone. The number 3 on the list is Hoha MySteady Mobile Plus. Hoha MySteady Mobile Plus. The Hoha MySteady Mobile Plus is the successor to the original iSteady Mobile Plus that was released about 3 years ago, and while design-wise they're almost identical, there are a few key differences between the two models. There's now support for larger smartphones, since the Asian market seems to prefer a larger display. The stabilizing algorithm seems to have been improved. There's dual Bluetooth, but the battery has been downgraded from the iSteady Mobile, so while before you could use the gimbal for up to the new Steady Mobile Plus loses a bit more than an hour, although it's still plenty for a day of capturing various footage. At the same time, there's still the stabilization. The easy to access controls. The handle is big enough so you easily reach it with your thumb, and the possibility to mount microphones or other accessories. The Hohem iSteady had a plastic handle with a metallic piece for the controller, but it was quite small and difficult to if you wouldn't use the provided tripod. The iSteady Mobile Plus also has a plastic handle, but it's almost double the size of the used plastic. Is soft with some leather-like texture on the front part underneath the controller section, and while I do appreciate that it's very light, it does feel less premium than on other gimbals, mostly more expensive ones, so it's not unexpected. At the bottom of the handle, Hohem has added an extension screw hole that allows you to connect the gimbal to a large tripod or to simply mount the one that's provided in the box, and while it doesn't really feel that solid, it does its job really well. It's essentially the same tripod that I saw with the iSteady, and so far, it has endured the trial of time. For now, the Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus seems identical to its predecessor, but on the rear side of the handle, we get to see the first new element, the trigger button. If you short press this button, it will enable the sports mode, which will help the gimbal to respond to finer movement so you don't miss any quick event that's happening in front of the camera. Double-click the button. The smartphone. On the right side of the gimbal, there are 4 indicators, each showing of battery, and on the right side, besides the microphone screw hole, you can add other accessories as well. There is a silicone cover which, when removed, it will expose a micro charging port, and I noticed that the iSteady had a port, so Hohem pretty much recycled the ports section from the iSteady Mobile. On the front, there's the dedicated controls area that's easily reachable with your thumb, especially the joystick. The joystick reacts fairly fast to the movements, but you need to be decisive for the action to register. If you light press it, it may not move the arms. This can be changed in the app to make it more reactive. Next to the joystick, there are two, one for the Bluetooth connection and the other for mode. It will become red when there's an abnormal load. There is a mode button immediately underneath, and its role may be a bit confusing at first. The number 2 on the list is JDK Smart Foldable GPS. JDK Smart Foldable GPS. Before that, there was the Parrot Bebop pens in a new window. It was only good for short flights, struggled when ascending to great heights, and its compact design was hampered by its giant Sky Controller remote. The Bebop is a much better aircraft. It flies longer and higher and includes a remote that isn't absurdly huge. Parrot bills it as an option for long-distance flight, but it's a better performer at shorter distances and lower altitudes. If you're looking for a more serious aircraft in the size class, the Pricey Pro is the way to go. If you don't mind a bigger quadcopter and want to maximize performance on a budget, the Tandard is available in red or white, is a small quadcopter. It measures by and weighs pound when ready to fly. Because of its weight, you do need to register with the before flying outdoors. Even if you only plan on flying in your backyard, it doesn't fold, which is just when its arms are positioned for storage and transport. If you don't want the included Sky Controller, you can buy the drone by itself for dot, but I strongly recommend using the Sky Controller to flight rather than your smartphone. Controls are more responsive and intuitive, and the controller has a big antenna that improves communication quality. The number 1 on the list is GetZ Get Gimbal Lock. GetZ Get Gimbal Lock. Gimbal lock for the camera is a replacement for the stock lock provided by the Polar Pro gimbal. Lock adds a lens cover section to protect your camera or filters during transit. The Polar Pro gimbal lock is black, opposed to the clear, making it more visible to see, reminding pilots to remove before startup. For pilots needing to replace a lost stock lock or increase lens protection, the Polar Pro gimbal lock is a great option. Gimbal lock provides maximum support for your gimbal in transit, allowing you to leave on your Polar Pro filters, keeping a minimalist design in mind. The lock provides a compact option for caseless storage. The contoured pressure fit build makes it easy to install or remove as needed without added stress on the gimbal. Constructed out of rigid reinforced nylon, the pocket lock is guaranteed to survive the most rugged adventures. Fully locks down gimbal for maximum protection. In storage, protects camera lens, filter and screen against dirt, dust, and debris during transit. Compatible With control wheel puller pro filters, tripod mount and action mount quick pull to release removal designed to eliminate stress on the gimbal.